This gory crime horrified social media and was widely reported, but it's not true. So what was the story? The victim, a Chinese man reported only as Li, had worked as a security guard in Shenzhen and the national capital Beijing, but saw a job in the south which looked interesting. He applied and, on getting the job, travelled. Unfortunately, on his arrival, he discovered the whole thing was a scam to gather prisoners, and he was abducted at gunpoint. The gang took him over the China-Vietnam border, smuggled him on to Ho Chi Minh City, and then via ship to Cambodia. Cambodia had been the target, and the gang's sole aim was to traffic him there and then sell him for a profit. He was sold for $18,500 to a gang who wanted him as an operative in their online fraud operation. You may be wondering that's quite expensive to find somebody just to do a fraud thing, and you're going to be right. Li said he refused to cooperate, so the gang were going to ransom him back to China, but Li was an orphan and had no family who would pay for him. Consequently, he said he was used as a blood slave. Li cooperated with this part after they told him that the next option was to cut him up and sell his body parts to organ harvesters. That was how Li was locked up and had large amounts of blood drained from him every month to be sold online. Li claimed so much blood was taken that his veins started failing and the nurse had to take it from his head. Li said he saw at least 7 other men locked away and suffering blood slavery, but Li was the most highly valued and drained more often as his blood type 0, the most universal blood type. We know Li's story because he managed to escape with the help of a gang member and reached safety half dead, being admitted to hospital facing multiple organ failures. However, the police began a hurried investigation, including searching for locations that Li gave and speaking to potential witnesses, and lo and behold discovered that what he said wasn't true. They carried on investigating, but this time into Li and what he was doing, and discovered that Li had not in fact been kidnapped, trafficked and used as a living blood bank, but had himself travelled to Cambodia illegally, started suffering from chronic health problems, needed a hospital, and invented the story as a reason he was there and why he should be treated. Cambodia asked for people to stop sharing this story, or at least so passionately sharing this story, because it was making the country look bad.